Lakers Nation, what is going on, guys? So, welcome back to the channel with a new video today, this afternoon. And man, oh man, we got tons of news, rumors, and updates and trades involving the Los Angeles Lakers that is really going to just shake up the whole NBA world. But particularly in this video, I do want to speak on, the Los Angeles Lakers moves and talk about somewhat two, really sneaky signings that the Lakers have made today. But one of them is kind of, expected, so it's not really a surprise. But obviously, the second move today is very interesting. So this is coming from Shams Charania of The Athletic and per ESPN. But before we get further into the video and dive into this recent news report and give you guys my opinions and how I feel about this whole, situation, I'd really appreciate if you guys could do me a big favors to help your brother out, Mr. 81. And if you guys don't know who I am, my real name is Sheriff Fields. Just make sure you guys keep respectful in the comment section if you guys are a first-time viewer of mine or a long-time, subscriber. But make sure you guys like each of my videos to get it to more people, bigger community, and also really helps the channel grow a lot, the audience. Make sure you guys smash the subscribe button as well because I'm really trying to reach my next goal, 4K subs, so I can't do without you guys' support. Love you guys, and turn on the notification bell so you guys stay updated for more Lakers content or NBA videos in general every single day. And lastly, follow my socials if you guys want to stay connected with me and just, talk Lakers soups and have a good day, right? So you guys can pretty much hit me up on the gram, especially if I'm not busy. But we're not going to waste too much time. We're just going to keep this video short, somewhat sweet and simple. But let's get into it. So, coming from Shams Charania, right? The Los Angeles Lakers pretty much did plan to sign 7-foot center named Christian Koloko, who's been bouncing through, the Summer League, obviously the G League, the South Bay Lakers. He wasn't, playing for the California Classic, but he was recently added to the Lakers, Summer League team, especially in Las Vegas. Like, he showed some glimpses of potential and stuff like that. I remember it was like one of the recent games, he had like 21 points, but that was when, what was it, Dalton Kinnick or Bronny James didn't play, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know one of those games he had like 21 points, but he is a guy that is, pretty raw. I think he's more disciplined than Jackson Hayes, but he doesn't really have a touch around the rim. Not a great, floor spacer, doesn't really take threes. He's not really a stretch big, but also, this is saying sources tell ESPN, two-way NBA contract. And also, then you got Chris Manning. I'm pretty sure you guys don't know who he is, but there's some guys that do, but never even heard of him. But we're going to dive into this recent report. So pretty much he was undrafted out of Vanderbilt, and he did play for the Golden State Warriors and the California Classic and also Las Vegas Summer League teams. So I'm going to, break down both of these players' games and stuff like that. But starting with Christian Koloko, he did play 37 games for the Los Angeles Lakers this past season, right? Didn't really play too much time. He is 25 years of age, so he's young. He does weigh about 225 pounds, and he really has like a 7'5", wingspan, right? He was a former second-round pick back in 2022 out of, Arizona, but he was drafted recently from the Toronto Raptors, 33rd overall pick, and then he had the whole blood cough, situation where he didn't play a whole season, stuff like that. And then he came back. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it was waived. And then the Lakers signed him on like a two-way contract. But he's a player that has, flawless of potential. But I was kind of, disappointed in him because going into his rookie season, I was high on him. But obviously, he just didn't live up to the expectations. But once again, this is a second-round pick. But for the Lakers, he did play around 9.2 minutes a night, average 2.4 points per game. I know those stats just don't stand out, but he did shoot around 60.6% from the field. However, he did shoot, no three percentage. It's 0.0 on 3-point percentage, but he took around 0.1 attempts in the 2022-23 season. He did shoot around 8.3% from the three-point line that year, 0.2 attempts. But this season, he did shoot around 71.4% from the free throw line, which is a career high on 0.4 attempts. He gave you pretty much 2.5 rebounds, dish out, 0.4 assists, 0.4 blocks, 0.2 steals, right? Now, the next player I do want to talk about is Chris Manning. He's only 23 years of age. He's a guard. He is born December 9th, 2001, but he did go undrafted after playing 4 seasons collegiately in college. Three of the seasons were at Cornell University, and then 1 season he did play as a graduate at Vanderbilt Wright. But after an impressive, summer league with the Golden State Warriors and California Classic, he did average around 11 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, near 2 assists, dished out 1.4 steals, and 1.6 blocks per game in Las Vegas. But the Golden State Warriors, I'll be honest, they pretty much had a good run in the Las Vegas, summer league, finishing 3-2 record, capped off a win against the Cleveland Cavaliers on Saturday, 82-71. But in this game, the Golden State Warriors were led by undrafted guard Chris Manning, who dropped 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks, and 4 or 5 shooting from the field through 5 appearances in Las Vegas. Manning, sorry for pronouncing his name wrong, but he did average around 11 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.4 steals, and 1.6 blocks per game. So you can see his stats. He is listed as a guard 6'5", and he did pick up an offer for their division rival. But Manning, let's just break down his game. So really, he's known on his defensive end as a minded guard and did improve his, game a little bit, but he is impressive as a player. And to be honest, guys, I could really see him replacing Jordan Goodwin, who the Lakers just waived. I'm pretty sure it was like partial guaranteed, and they did pick up his, team option during the regular season, so that's why they did convert him to a 2-way contract, and he was, playoff eligible. I'm pretty sure it was worth about like $2.3 million, but they had to make some room in order to sign, obviously, Marcus Smart after getting bought out from the Washington Wizards. He doesn't clear waivers, I believe, till like tomorrow, Wednesday, one of those days. But obviously, Shake Milton just wasn't enough, waiving him because they were not going to have the full biennial exception. So that's why they had to make the move. I'm pretty sure they're going to have, open roster spots, clear some cap space and stuff like that. I was hoping that the Lakers would do a consolidation trade over, Dalton Knecht and Maxi Kleber. But I just don't want to give up, second round picks or pick swaps. I actually want to get players back in return. So, obviously, the Lakers, they did respect, their decision. Obviously, I just want to thank you for the service. But I think this was great, respect, instead of, waiving him towards, January, February. That way, it's going to be very hard for them to go on a team, especially if you do waive them early in the season. At least they have a chance to get paid in their money, right? But Jordan Goodwin, 6'4", 6'5", weighs about 215 pounds. Defensive-minded guard, a pass, very good defender, can guard the best player in the opposing team, can play shooting guard, very good rebounder for his size. But Shake Milton, let's just be honest, he probably wasn't going to crack the rotation no matter what. Even when he did play, he was, horrible. But when we needed him to step up, like we had, players, resting and not playing, he did step up. He had like 21 points against the Washington Wizards on the road. I'm pretty sure you guys remember that game, but he's more of like an add-in. And let's just be honest, the Lakers are probably going to have to do a salary filler or salary dump, any type of trade. We'll see if they actually do trade Dalton Knecht. Maxi Kleber's expiring deal, contract, $11 million, 33 years of age. Gabe Vincent, he's probably going to be gone for good. Like, we don't need his services no more. Like, he hasn't been the same since the Miami Heat. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully the Lakers do make a trade. I'm pretty sure Rob Pelinka doesn't have his, work cut out. So they're in the works. And I have high hopes for what the Lakers do make. So a trade is on the horizon. That's just how I feel about it. But it was previously reported earlier today from Trevor Lane, shout out to them Lakers Nation, that the Lakers do have 2 open 2-way spots currently. The center Trey Jemison occupies 1 spot, but let's just be honest, he wasn't really that impressive in the summer league. So maybe they do cut him and they do bring in a player like Dixon, but he's probably gone for good. I'm pretty sure he was like injured. I did see him like in a cast or boot. I meant to say words are hard, but I was kind of surprised because it's not like we knew about this injury until we saw it and stuff like that. He was like the leading scorer in college, and did play for a prestigious school, Villanova, Eric Dixon. So he has some good size, can play the small ball. 5, he's like a forward. And I was really hoping to see him in the Summer League. But it looks like the Lakers might not have enough room for him. We'll see, especially with them, signing a player like who? Manning, Chris Manning. I was trying to picture who I was about to, talk about and think in my brain, right? So, from the Golden State Warriors. So, the Lakers did not decide to give Cole Swatter a two-way contract, which I think is very interesting after he did ball out in the 4 Summer League games. He had like 24 points, 8 rebounds, 20 points, 3 rebounds, and then 15 points, 4 rebounds, 22 points, 10 rebounds. I honestly feel like he could just replace, you know, Dalton Knecht. There you go, because he was horrible in the, Summer League. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like third game. That's when he like broke out. And then after that, he was just too inconsistent. Like he was getting blown by defensively. Like he just gets cooked. And he is a 3-level scorer. Like he can operate in the mid-range, shoot over the top, can create for himself and others. It's not even the shots that he was taking that was horrible. Like I wasn't concerned about him not making them. It's just the other things. The other side of, the ball, not playing defense. So I think he's mentally checked out. The Lakers are probably going to have to trade him. We'll see what happens. But the Lakers, they did need to clear, money below the first apron to sign Marcus Smart. Jordan Goodwin, he got at least $25K and a guaranteed, salary, which I think is very interesting. But the Lakers are $1 million below the first apron after signing Marcus Smart. So Lakers fans, you guys let me know in the comment section. How do you guys feel about this whole, situation? Do you guys like these two signings? But also, we got some more recent reports coming from Dalton Johnson. So it says the Warriors people love having Chris Manning the Summer League. We were just talking with the source that is very high in him. But he said he's been there. Like, he's heard Manning's name pop up with other teams after strong summer. Now he's on a 2-way contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. Looks like he could have been a hidden gem for, this team, right? And then also you got Iztok Franco. I'm so sorry for butchering his name wrong, but he says, don't know how much about Chris Manning, but a quick glance at his college stats did show some same pattern as most recent Lakers signings: Jake Relavia, Marcus Smart, Adou Theo, who just drafted the second round with 36 overall pick, very high, even elite steal rate percentage. And then Dan Wakey of, sports on his Twitter account pretty much did report word on Chris Manning. He's a high-level defender and smart player with great motor who does play the right way, and his value as a two-way signing in the developmental program. But that's all I got for today's video. Do you guys like my breakdown? Is there anything you guys would have loved to see me talk about? Anything that you guys disagree? But once again, voice your opinions in the comment section. If you guys like these, signings, or would you rather, bring in a player like Eric Dixon? But obviously, I forgot to say, you got Jackson Hayes, who just brought him in for another third season. He's on a no trade clause, so he's on like a vet minimum, $3 million. So pretty much he could dictate where he goes. Like, let's say he's gone after the season, then maybe you do bring in Christian Koloko. We'll see. But he's probably your third center, especially if the Lakers do end up, keeping Max Keeper, but most likely they're probably going to trade him. You got your center locked up in the rotation of DeAndre Ayton. But Trey Jemison, like, I'm not really high on him, never been high on them. There's a reason why he was just not that good. But when you look at the two-way contracts, a lot of these guys are probably not going to make the roster. They're probably going to play for, the Summer League and also in the South Bay, Lakers and other G League teams. But if they actually, prove their worth and they ball out and they go undrafted and they actually make the main team, then they have a chance of actually being a rotation piece. But the Lakers are in win-out position as long as you got Luka Doncic, you got LeBron James, you got the core of Austin Reeves. So it's not like the Lakers are trying to do a full reset, but at least they're trying to do a little, rebuild, soft rebuild, while trying to contend at the same time. We'll see. But that center rotation isn't looking too good other than DeAndre Ayton. But, yeah, man, we're going to have to see what other moves the Lakers do make. I think they're probably going to acquire another 3-and-D wing. Maybe a player like Matisse Thybulle. We'll see. if the Lakers do trade for him, there's a possibility of Jeremy Grant getting bought out, but I'm not taking on that, massive contract. He has one of the worst contracts in the league, and he took a step back last season, but we'll see what happens. It looks like Al Horford might even decide to retire. Looks like he's coming close to signing with the Golden State Warriors, maybe DeAnthony Melton. So we should have got word and news like the past few weeks, like wondering why they're holding it back, because shouldn't DeAnthony Melton be signing with the Golden State Warriors? But I just don't think he's probably going to take the vet minimum. We'll see. Maybe it's like a prove it deal, but he's probably going to take the buy-in exception. That's just my personal opinion. But there's other options. Maybe go for like a Josh Okogie. We'll see. Brings you more size than a Jordan Goodwin at the guard position. He's better defensively. Obviously, perimeter-wise, obviously they're both great defenders, but he has like a longer wingspan, 6'9". But yeah, man, I know this video is long, and I'm out of here. Peace. Cheers.